Preparing to live stream the meeting. What? Welcome. You've got mail.
You're pretty good at that.
Welcome.
18 to 20 F-150, 17 to 22 F Super Duties, 16 to 22
Super Duty.
750.
Got it.
PCM stored code P0000.
Erroneous
Hey,
code.
zeros.
Disregard.
Disregard, Rabbit.
They have a lot of codes that you're supposed to disregard on these new vehicles, especially with
Disregard,
like
Rabbit. What's up, everybody? Just getting the whole Windows set up. What's up, gentlemen? All right, I think we are good. Oh, let me go back over here. I hope everybody's good tonight. Oh man, I almost did that. That would have sucked.
What's up, Eli?
Gonna talk about some things Ford Boss Me and I have going on. Just people being stupid people. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. So that, my friend, is always the truth. It's Mia. Chopped aluminum drive shaft recall. You know, I've been getting asked about that. I haven't even looked at it. I had only known nothing about it.
I believe it's just for gassers.
Excusez-moi. Ford Asset. What's up, mi amigos?
I'm trying to look right now because I know there was a big YouTuber before I jumped on here with you. I seen his video, it popped up, and his screenshot or the intro to his video was something about showing the aluminum drive shaft.
Are you gonna cover my 19?
You're 19?
Yeah, 19250 gas engine.
What about it?
The aluminum drive shaft recall.
Oh. I should have ran that VIN.
I did read somewhere about the 150, some kind of shield that hits the drive shaft and scores it.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And I remember Ford Boss was talking about that in particular with a Maverick, and they were drilling through the fuel tanks, and then we started talking briefly about the drive shaft
Shielding.
insulation. Yeah. Well, right off the rip, I don't know if anybody watching, following is into TikTok. I'm not really into TikTok. I unfortunately was kind of forced into making one to kind of protect my name. A bunch of the community out there had sent myself message, Ford Boss Me message, and someone had pirated some content of mine and was pretending it was his. He wasn't no credit given. It was nothing. So, you know, the guy was being kind of a D-bag about it, and now he has got Ford Boss tangled up in it. So if anybody's on TikTok, if you go to mine at PTTWAROD, you'll see me pop up. If you go through the comments and look, you'll see one of the guys. Report him. He's nothing but trouble. I don't know. I'm probably going to delete the TikTok because I don't need. It's too much going on, and just with this nonsense, you know, I don't know. I feel bad for the guy having to want to take a path like this. Like, I mean, we're nobodies. We're little peons. Go do this to The Rock, or go do this to David Hasselhoff, or Tom Cruise. Why are you fucking with us, man? Come on.
Yeah, really.
Come on, man. Come on.
I mean, that video's getting a smoking lot of views on there too.
Hey, let him do it, man. Let him do what he's got to do. He's compensating for something. That's maybe he doesn't have a have a good home, and he feels the need to post up in his car somewhere in an alley and make TikToks in random places. I don't know. All right, enough to that ball bag.
Let me lay down a little bit about it before we just leave people in the.
Oh, most stuff.
There's the guy took some content of Aaron's and he posted it on his page. And the reason why I want to dig in, I know Aaron's not big on making, he doesn't like making big things or a big deal out of things that are not very important, but it could be an issue in the future. And the reason why I say that is Aaron's got a very, very clean, very good name. He's made a good name for himself, as have I think anyway. And this guy took one of his short videos and recorded it and then put it on his TikTok as if it was his own, left no context about it wasn't his property, that Aaron was the creator of the video. And he's been generating hundreds of thousands of views on this thing. And I called him out on it. I said, hey, buddy, I know who the guy is in the video. That's actually a friend of ours, and that's his content. And the issue that I have here is not the fact that you have it. It's the fact that you took it and you gave him no credit. You didn't tag him in it. You didn't say, hey, man, I hope you don't mind, but I'm going to use some of your content. You just took it as if it was yours and you put it up, and it's not right that you did that. So I'm kind of calling you out on it here to let you know that's not okay. You probably should remove that, or at least talk to Aaron first before you do stuff like that. And he replied back to me with, oh, that, come on, man, that's not right, or whatever. You're kind of you're messing up my hustle and all this other stuff. You're hustling off of another man's back.
Come on,
You're
man.
hustling off somebody else's work. You're not even getting paid on this platform to do what you're doing. And then he started getting disrespectful and everything else and wanted to call names, and I'll take whatever I want from you and I'll take whatever I want from Aaron, and there's nothing you guys can do about it. And I'll create parody accounts and I'll make fun of you guys and all this other stuff. And sure enough, he blocked me, so I couldn't say anything else about it.
Mm-hmm.
And he
Blocked me.
blocked Aaron, so Aaron couldn't stand up for himself in case there was anything bad that came of the stuff that he was doing. And then he created a parody second channel. And his intro video is a rock in a Ford grill, and he's making fun of Powerstroke Tech Talk with a rod instead of a rock. And he now thinks it's cool to start making fun of people and stuff like that. And he's created a parody account about me with no content. I just think it's stupid that he's doing this. Really, there's nothing that we can do other than report his account for being fake and stealing intellectual property. I don't like when people do that to me. If it was funny and they notified me first, sure, that's fine. But to go behind somebody's back, that's being a snake. I mean, that's a weasel. You're trying to grow off somebody else's work, and that's not right. The guy's name is @Scorpion_Diesel. That's his original account. And then he's making these other fake accounts. @_Scorpion Diesel is his handle. And the guy's just a slime bag for doing this. But what do? You move on and hope nothing bad comes of it.
I hope not. I mean, kind of lame. This guy says DS
Yes.
awake for the drama. Ha 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 ha.
He hasn't blocked me yet, and I keep commenting.
It's I found out from somebody from Instagram who had who had screenshotted. I was like, what the heck, for real? I'm like, I don't even have TikTok. I'm like, who's this out? I'm like, oh, Ford Bossman's got TikTok. And yeah, he confirmed, it's out. I'm like, what the heck is this guy doing? And then I was going through the comments, and the owner of the truck was commenting, and I'm like, bro, I text him. I'm like, man, that's not me. I'm like, you need to report that guy.
Yeah, the owner of the truck said, that's my truck or something like that.
Yeah.
And the guy was like, prove it. You don't have no proof, or you don't have no video. And he's like,
Yeah.
bro, that's
Let's see a video
literally
of
my
it then.
truck.
Well, it's hard to get a video. It seems easy, but it's hard to get a video that does well like that. So instead of actually going through all the hard work, it's just stealing. Like, the guy's probably just scrolling. Oh, look at that one. That one's got a ton of views. Let me just copy that and throw it on another platform. He's probably doing
You
it
know,
to a
and
ton of people.
everything, all the social media, you know, like when I first start off hearing about Facebook, it's like, man, I haven't talked to this guy. I haven't heard that name in 20 years, or, you know, somebody you haven't heard since, you know, middle school or like kindergarten or, you know, whatever. Like, you know, you can connect with people. That's cool. You know, that's how the internet's supposed to be. And then it should be helping people. And then everybody's doing this stuff for the wrong GD reason. Just so much freaking pollution and people getting hit and just unnecessariness. You got two things. You're either entertainment or your education. And then you have way left field, just bunch of wackos. And people want to see wackos. And it's like, that's not being productive to society. Our kids are watching this. People are just sitting here just scroll. Like, whoa, why? I mean, maybe this guy's got no job. I don't know. Keyboard warriors, exactly. Guys are hella welders behind that keyboard, I'll tell you that. Issues on moon roofs?
Well, one of the
Issues
main
on
things
moon
we
roofs.
can do is just report this guy.
Oh,
If they
yeah.
get enough people reporting them, then
I
that'll
did. I
definitely-
went out there. I took my link. I supported myself, gave all my information. They literally want to know your address. They want to
I know.
They want to know your full name. They want to know where you got the link from. They want you to report the person with the link from the page that they stole your information. And then it goes into an investigation, and it could take literally months to possibly years, and they never do anything.
Yeah.
I have something in my status still pending from when I created the TikTok, even though the guy took down the video, he still had a bit of information of mine up that I didn't like, and the guy was slandering it, and it's still like months later under review. And I'm like, what?
Wow.
On the positive side,
Jude. What
I put a short throw shifter in my truck. Definitely worth it.
Still burning trans.
I got probably about 20 gallons of it left.
Pretty cool.
I need more.
Ooh.
Yeah.
How close is the display that tells you you have 30 miles of fuel to go? Can it be 31 miles off?
It can be up to 50% off.
Ooh. My advice,
Plus or
don't let it
minus.
get down that low.
I've heard of guys who, for whatever reason, they get down to 30 miles and the truck would turn off. Normally, it's supposed to be able to go to 0 and still have like 30 miles to go in reality. But
That
sometimes
0 is a reserve capacity for the pump. So if you get into that, then you start destroying stuff.
Yeah, we don't want to starve the CP4 or anything in the fuel system of fuel, because 1, it's lubricating. 2, it's providing
Cooling.
us power and cooling. But like that's important. We shouldn't be getting down that low anyway. But gas, diesel fuel, gas prices are going up. I had filled up my last fill up. I'm on my 66 tank at 20,200 miles. And I got it for $396, and now it is $459.
it got up to 459.
It is $459, dude. Not cool.
It was like 430 this morning, and it's crazy how fast things are changing.
That's how much a gallon of milk is down here.
Have y'all seen the price of Motorcraft 5W40 full spin? Oh Lord. I hear Vince saying it right now. Oh Lord. Yeah, it is pretty crazy. Believe it or not, a diesel, full synthetic diesel works package is like $260.
Whoa.
It's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah, this is
I mean,
yeah,
we could
Bruce.
see we
I
could
don't
see
think so.
we could see $5 prices. We could see $5.50. We could see $6. You never know. So what
I
are we
hope
gonna
not.
do? We're gonna figure out how to make these trucks more efficient or something? I mean, we pretty much got everything we can out of them as far as efficiency.
Oh, we ain't gonna have no 525 in Hawaii. Holy Toledo. Joe Diesel in the house. 187. What's up, my little Californian? 510. Thanks to Rich's best friend. Freddie. Freddie. Southern Cal, 515 cash price. Oh my goodness.
S&B is putting a killing on me. And that is the downside of those large tanks.
I'm
They take
curious,
a
like,
lot of fuel.
I got the 48-gallon tank out, got like half a tank. But by the time I get fuel, it's gonna be 5 a gallon. So I'm curious, like, it's been getting up to 150 to fill it up last time. Now it's gonna be like $200 just to fill it up.
I've got training next week, so I got to drive to Sanford 2 days in a row. I'm not looking forward to it now.
409 for 87 is what I paid the other day. It went
How much?
from 339 the morning of our leader saying that there are sanctions where the fuel is not going to go up to the very next day going up almost 80 cents. So those sanctions didn't do anything.
Yeah, I was surprised about that.
Yeah.
Very surprised.
Well,
Yeah.
they gone up.
Yeah, and they're going to keep going up.
Let's see what this. I just missed one here.
You know, the cheapest I ever found fuel, and it was like where I think the main transportation highway down south where Louisiana, Tennessee, and everything all comes. It was an I-40 corridor where all that kind of comes together. I think it's like I-40 is the biggest east to west highway. The fuel I always found that was the cheapest was like right in that area. And you'd think that it would be the most expensive, and it wasn't.
This guy, Christopher S, excuse me. He says he's got a 19250 What do you think of the Mishimoto add-on transcooler? I know nothing about that. Enlighten me. I haven't heard anybody talk about that. Didn't know they had one.
What year was the truck?
19250.
250. So he's got a 6-speed.
19250.
I mean, why would you want to add it? Are you towing a whole bunch, or the trans temp's getting up there?
Hmm.
I mean, in all rationality and technically, you shouldn't need it, but
You know what? I got in my 250, and I noticed that my 6-speed is getting a little bit slow from drive to reverse, and it's probably from plowing. And I got a young driver, and God knows what he's doing, but he's got to be doing something. But I'm like, I put it in drive. I'm like, wait
It's okay,
for
honey.
it.
All new cars do that.
And then it's like, boom. I'm like, okay, this kid must be killing this truck. So at 20,000 miles, it's like,
$206 to fill up my S&B last week. Oh. Any word on the new 2367 horsepower and torque gains yet? Nope. 419 Southern Delaware. 359 Houston. 430 gallon here in Michigan. I don't know where you is. I heard no one's buying. I hope they're not. West Palm Beach, 406. Dang. 409 South Carolina. I like you guys all checking in. That's awesome. 330 gallon Dallas. Here we go. We got a question. Have a 21250 21 F-250 and have had harsh engagement since around 7,000 miles. Now at 50K, dealership keeps replacing transmission valve body or something like that. Ford keeps dragging feet. Which is next step? What is next step? Well, you could call another deal, not call another deal. You could call the customer relations center. I would advise you to definitely do that and open up a case, and try another dealer. If they're not fulfilling your expectations, I would at least see if another dealer would have a different approach, or, oh yeah, I mean, maybe this guy missed something and it doesn't need a valve body. It was just
Is there a check engine light too?
something. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Harsh engagement, 21,250, 7,000, 50K. They've replacing transmission valve bodies. Interesting.
I'm looking at that right now. 21 Super Duty, NR 140,
Yes, sir.
built 1 June 21 through 31 July 21, may exhibit no forward or reverse engagement, 3 or more clutch packs stuck off, diagnostic trouble code set, 751, 756, 761, 766, 771, 2707, 741. And they want you to remove, they want you to do the accelerated main control break-in. If that doesn't work, you got to remove the valve body and check it says, if the current accelerated main control break-in in this procedure, SSM, does not address the concern, make sure the fluid pump gasket is inspected when the main control is removed. If the gasket is damaged, then proceed with replacing the gasket and reinstalling the main control. If the gasket is not damaged, then continue with the main control inspection.
This guy says, stopped filling my tank past half full because of the price. I remember the day when stealing fuel was a thing, and we may see that again, sadly.
Oh yeah.
That's a good thought. I
Brother,
don't
you
think a
better,
lot of people think about that.
you better start
Just-
selling feet pictures.
Just like someone stole your video, someone's gonna steal the dang fuel too.
Has
Yeah.
Ford cleared out all of the new Super Duties from the Indy racetrack parking lot? I don't know, but you know what? I was just talking with somebody last week. Okay, all those F-150s, there are so many F-150s. They're everywhere. Just think how many F-150s they make in a day, and they've been sitting for 2 years on a lot.
Dude,
Tires, batteries, wipers, brakes. You better be given one hell of a sweet discount on those trucks, because they're just going to be, who knows if little rodents haven't got in them or critters. There's going to be just, I would want one.
well, ask
Do you
yourself
want a truck
this.
that's been sitting for 2
Did it
years?
did it sit for the full 2 years, or was that a storage lot where we're rotating inventory for 2 years?
I don't know, man.
I don't know.
Hard to speculate. I've seen a
Well-
lot of lots.
I remember when we were building those, I remember thinking like, dang, is this the right thing to do? Should we just stop?
Mm.
Or should we build these with like, because we were putting them together with missing parts. So we're like, yeah, come and be like, oh, you're not putting your part on. You're not plugging it in. You're not doing whatever. You're going to leave this part off. It's going to go somewhere else and it'll be incomplete. And it's just, dang, what a tough decision. You'll be the guy that make that decision. Jeez.
Okay. Reading these comments here. My dad's is a 17-350, 6.7 speed. We can hit 220, 230 towing 14,000 pounds. That sounds like you're going to be right around for pulling 14,000 pounds. It's not like you're going to be at 200 or 180. It's working. I wouldn't be going 75, 80 miles an hour. I'd be kicking that boy down 60, 65. I think you'd agree, Mr. Cody. I like this guy. Oof.
Speaking of rodents, don't you have a rodent story?
Oh, I do. Today, I had a 17. This would have been a good one to video for you guys, but unfortunately that couldn't happen. A 17. If you guys have been getting, for the most part, I guess you could have. Question, Cody. So that it was a FPM, and what's the other acronym? Is it the FPC? Are those the two
FPC
going
and
from?
FPM.
Okay, so if you would have lost FPC, would it have started?
I don't know. It would have set a code. It would have set the other fuel pump code or fuel pump module code.
Oh, that would have been good to find out. I had a vehicle come in with a check engine light. It had an on-demand P064A and a U0109, lost communication with fuel pump control module A, and the P064A was some internal checks that the PCM does with the fuel pump control module, and it indicates a fault is present. So right in the pinpoint test, it says clear it if it comes back to put a new fuel pump control module in. Do it. One code goes away, but I still have an on-demand U code for this lost communication with fuel pump control module A. So when I first started looking at the truck, this was a 17, like I said, blue jeans, different colored trim moldings around the wheel wells, crew cab, 6-foot bed, and had 20,000 miles on it. Clean truck, looked good. Guy had premium care on it to 125,000. So, I mean, it looked like he'd been taking care of it. And I noticed in the engine valley, there was a bunch of material, kind of like Ford Boss Me shirt, like the gray, just a whole bunch of like insulation. It didn't look like regular insulation though, like on the firewall. And I just took that into consideration, and I wound up having to go underneath the truck to the fuel pump driver module. I got a video showing you guys how you can drain your tank without no scan tool. You can find the fuel pump driver module and do what I show you in my vid. And I was checking the circuits from here all the way to the front by the battery to the PCM, and I was ohming out wiring, and I found one circuit that read OL. And I went back to the PCED, which is where we find all of our flow charts and pinpoint tests. And I was looking at the EVTM, and one wire going from the fuel pump driver module to the PCM, the fuel pump monitor circuit, that was open. My meter was reading OL. So we're all about, when Rich and I first get an electrical concern, and it's like we got something that's OL. OL means an open circuit to us. If we had continuity, we're connected, we're going to have no resistance, and our meter's going to read 0.0. If we had it open, our meter can't connect. It's OL. So I know we have an open circuit. So we don't want to get in there, start moving and prying, moving all this. Hey, take it easy. Just be gentle. Start doing a little wiggle test. Try to, see if things are going to be moving, on the meter while you got everything hooked up. I didn't see nothing. I tried to isolate sections of the circuit, and I found an inline connector that was pretty much underneath the degas bottle. I didn't want to take the battery out, drain the coolant, take this out, and it seemed like it was too invested. So I wound up taking the fender liner out, and I really wish Ford would have left the same material that they had on the 11 through 16s. Now, anybody that's taken out a fender liner on a Super Duty, if you've taken out a 6.0, them things were hard. 6.4, no problem. 6.7, 11 through 16, no problem. Gravy. I'll do them all day. 5 minutes, literally 5 minutes. The Illuma Duties, they made these things so rigid, and they got a post that comes out the body and goes through the fender liner, and then it's got a plastic or a metal disc that goes over the stud. It is really not malleable.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm talking about. It's a pain in the butt, man.
Well, that metal disc, you gotta like get it out. That's like in production because they can just go like they put it up there and they just go pop pop and it stays up.
And
But
it's
when
super
you-
thin though, so you can't
Yeah.
like get the edges of it because you'll slice and dice your little fingertips right
So you gotta
off.
sit there and
Yeah.
spin it. Yeah.
So I get it down, and I'm a stickler. I know Rich can sympathize with me with this about putting the push pins back. I can't stand if a harness has got a push pin or it's got a twang or this is some dude, like if I don't put that back on there, it's gonna drive me bonkers.
Yeah.
Rich from Limitless is the same way.
Is this the driver's
And
side or passenger side?
I'm doing the driver's side. So he's got, a bunch of connectors. You can see all the Christmas tree clips poking through. So it's like, as soon as you get all the screws and bolts out, you got to dip it down just a little bit, shove your light in there, and then you got to get your panel popper and boom, 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 and
Yeah.
then it drops down more. Boom, boom.
Well, on that side, that fender liner holds that harness. It's like a dual purpose.
Yeah,
That harness secures.
I like that. I like that statement. I get it down, and on the back side of the fender liner, so this is by the mud flap area, there is a lot of puffy insulation. That little buzzard ate right through that. But what was resting right above that was the FPM circuit. Bottom row of pins, bottom of the connector, and it was like, you got the connector and you got the two halves. Well, you have like an inch and a half of wiring that's showing, and then it goes into tape and then convolute and goes into the harness. Like they don't tape and convolute right up to the connector. Well, the part that was not taped, he had there was a gap missing in the wiring, and that was the problem. So I added a section of wiring, and actual, I want to find the same color wire out of my, BS looms I got, hanging around. I did a factory repair, added some convolute, some of the friction taped. I mean, I take pride in being able to look at it and be like, it don't even look like nobody did anything.
Right.
I love it.
That's a tough
And
one because when that rodent damage comes in, it's not covered by warranty. It's rodent damage. So it's tough.
It's funny when I first made contact with the vehicle, I don't know what Rich's first things he does, if he does like a walk around, but like my first thing, I'll pop the hood, look in the valley, boom, I see this nest. I don't see nothing else underneath the hood. Everything under the hood looks in normal fashion, nothing out of the ordinary. Original batteries. So when I first started going through this, I was like, lost communication with the fuel pump driver module. I'm like, what the heck is going on? Original batteries, look at the eyes. I know we can't look at the eyes and say we can condemn a battery by looking at just one cell, but I couldn't see no green, no red. Original batteries, 5-year-old truck, 6.7, 2017, 20,000. Let me test these batteries. Test a passenger battery. It's at like 1198, 1199. I was working with the key on, so I'm, was just testing this. It said it passed. Go to check the driver's side. It was at 12.10, but at 0 CCAs. I'm like, oh man. I wonder, soon as I go to key it up and we go to fire it, maybe because I have 0 CCAs in this battery is having to really, really work. And not only is my glow plugs drawing power, my HVAC was left on, my rear defog's on, my heated seats are on, my radio's on, after treatment's all powered up. And now my fuel pump driver module is losing juice. Let me replace these batteries. So that was one of the things I did in the very beginning, and I still had my fuel pump driver module codes, but going through the diagnostic process, it's like, all right, well, the pinpoint test says replace this fuel pump driver module. Then we get to the next point. I think the biggest thing with wiring, when you have an issue like that is to isolate sections of the circuit. If you can find an inline connector, man, you're golden, because then you can isolate it. If you're working you know, 15 feet from the seat to the back of the vehicle, or you're right up here at the BCM underneath the hood by the PCM. So it's, I don't know.
So
Electrical's got their own.
are you saying that the pinpoint test was kind of telling you to replace the module? Or
It did.
it did, but
Yeah.
was there something there like you could see like some kind of evidence that suggests otherwise? Or
The
what?
definition of one of the DTCs was this DTC sets when there's an internal failure detected within the module. Possible causes, damaged fuel pump control module. And then right underneath it's like clear codes, repeat self-test. If DTC returns, replace fuel pump driver module. I'm like, oh, well, no. All right, we'll put a fuel pump driver module on it. And that's when that code went away, but I still had the U code. So yeah.
But you couldn't see anything that led you to look there from the outside.
No.
There was no evidence, no like,
No.
wow.
Uh-oh, 21 CDF bushing has started to move. I don't want to hear that.
Was somebody saying earlier about the gassers on the thump issue when they go to take off? Says 20 to 22 F Super Duty chassis cab vehicles equipped with a 6.7 engine, and 21 to 22 F Super Duty chassis cab vehicles equipped with a 7.3 may exhibit a delay bump feel after coming to a stop when pulling away from a stop. This may be due to the neutral idle feature that automatically reduces the load on the engine when the vehicle stops, and the gear selectors in drive to reduce the fuel consumption and emissions. The transmission automatically resumes normal operation when the brake is released. The neutral idle feature activates when the transmission is sufficiently warmed and the vehicle is on level grade. This is a characteristic of the vehicle. Do not attempt any repair for this condition. And then somebody also, was it DS, was it you that said something about your Super Duty whenever you go to shift back and forth?
Yeah. My 19's been used for plowing.
Oh, 19. This doesn't fit 19. Yeah. There's something like that that says when you first start up the Super Duties and it has to fill up the torque converter, I guess people are putting them in drive too quick and it has a harsh shift and then a harsh forward. It's saying the torque converter is still trying to fill up with fluid, but it's not a 19.
Yeah, my 19, it only works. You know, it only works. It's got 20,000, so that's not really a normal 20,000 miles. It's all working. So, the maintenance, I think for like the trans and stuff, I should have probably did every year filter, just the situation that it's in, and I didn't. So, I mean, I haven't done the filter at all. So, I'm kind of learning now. You know, you need more maintenance for these work trucks.
Yeah.
So my 20's got like it's got like 17,000 miles. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and like do the trans filter and service the differentials and the transfer case just to be early, just so I don't have problems down the road. Try to be proactive.
What else did we have today? How many of you guys, right now, I'm going to ask you guys, all 115 watching, how many of you guys have heated and cooled seats in your Super Duty? I want to see you guys right now. Also, add to that, how many of you guys are having a problem with your heated and cooled seats? Joe Diesel texting me live. What do we got? Joe Diesel. Oh, I know that is. Hey, Cody. What connector is this? Uh-oh. C415 and what?
I can't remember.
1032?
1025 or something like that. I don't
Right
know.
there. That's from
That's
Joe Diesel right there. That's under the BJB, guys. And if you have burned
circuit 25.
pins, yeah, you're looking at a whole body harness, and those are unfortunately on a bad back order. Smoke the
Good luck.
fuse box, Pip. Totally. Dang. Okay, here's another shot of the burned cavity. Look at that.
Yep, it'll burn both sides of them, and you need both.
Damn.
Now,
I
remember
actually was
we
trying to look for that connector, so now I actually know it's on the bottom of it.
we
Good to
had
know.
something like this happen with
Thanks, Joe.
Ford Boss, but it was an older truck where there was like the burnt pin for the heated seat.
Yeah.
That's under the
Mhm.
BJB though. That's for the fuel pump.
Heated and cool. Let's see what they guys say here. No issues, no issues. Oh wow, you guys beat me to it. Oh shit, I can't even keep up. Wish I did. Me, not me. I don't need them. A-Rod both here, no issues. Yep, driver. Never tried the cooling part. Got heated, coolant, no issues. Heated vent, no problems, no issues. Yep, nope, yep. Front, back, yep. Not factory. Heated. Yep. Just heated steering wheel. Okay. Well, I had to replace, I have a video of it, but I actually had to do one yesterday. Ford Boss, have you ever had to replace a TED? A teddy?
Yeah.
I had to replace a teddy bear in the seat back. And the customer's complaint was that his heated seats were not working, and the lights were coming on, nothing was happening. When I hooked up IDS, something you guys use Forescan with, monitoring seat control module E, that had the PIDs for the passenger back and seat, driver back and seat. Click the buttons. These two were getting 196, 201. No bullshit. Driver's seat bottom got all the way up to 175, while the seat back stayed at like 67. The seat bottom immediately shut off, and it set driver temperature differential fault B1342 or something in the seat control module E, and I had to clear it again for it to work. Fault, set the code, and shut off. So going through the pinpoint test, I had replaced a couple of them before. So I wound up having to put one of the teddies on there, and it's really cool. I don't have to take the seat out. I got in the back seat, and it's literally, if you guys look at the back of your seats, the seams, they're actually zippers. The bottom underneath kind of clamshells apart, and you unzip both sides, and I folded the whole skin up over the headrest and just kind of zip tied it to the headrest posts. So that got it out of my working space. And then the TED is right on the back of the seat, electrical connector, couple of Christmas tree twangs, and then it's got some fingers that kind of clip on the metal skeleton of the back of the seat between the cushion, and it just kind of clips on. And you can see, you guys will have a better understanding and appreciation for how this actually works. How would you describe that, Rich? Like like what is that? Like a cellulose type honeycomb? What would you describe that?
So there's on the TED, there's a tether, like a tail that comes off of it. It comes down, and it's got a bridge honeycomb inside that stops it from collapsing, so that TED can actually breathe properly.
Like you can sit on it and it's not going to collapse.
Right.
Way cool.
So the trick I've been plagued by internal electrical concerns over the last couple of weeks, and I'm so fed up with doing electrical work. It's gotten to the point where it's consumed me, and I'm making simple mistakes and wasting a lot of time before I actually find the problem, because I'm not fresh anymore. I'm like, oh God, I want to be done with this. But the first seat that I did, I actually had to claim for a new seat cover on a Platinum Super Duty, because what I did was I went to unzip those zippers in the back to fold the headrest over, or the back over like you did. And I pulled them up and everything was fine. And then I went to go zip them back down, but I pulled too hard and I actually pulled the zipper right off of, you cannot get it back on. And I was being too aggressive. What you have to do is if you take like a 80-pound zip tie or something robust, not huge, and you actually loop it through the little circle in the eyelid, instead of grabbing it with pliers or a hook, you can take your zip ties and pull nice and easy, just real easy down. So you're not marring up the zipper, and then just pull it down nice and easy, real control. When you get to the bottom, go ahead and snip them back off and throw them away. And then you're not grabbing it and trying to be all aggressive.
Because it's hard to pinch those with just your fingers.
Yeah.
It'll hurt your fingers if you don't get it perfectly right and they don't go straight up exactly. And if you put some zip ties in there, you can kind of control and get them aligned back without yanking on them real hard. And I
was using my pocket screwdriver. I was going behind because I could feel where the foam was. I didn't want to go too far and then, take the foam with me. So I was kind of like following my finger as I went up, and it was just kind of,
That's how I was doing it. And then I was
really, that's so funny.
And then I went later, I went to a small pair of angled needle nose. I was like, well, I'll grab that beefy center support area.
Yeah.
And I'll try to see. And then sometimes they get jammed up. And then I went to the zip ties and I was like, after that, I just use one hand to keep the leather spread apart. And then I'll take the zip tie and I'll pull it up with the hook. And then when I pull it back down, I'll let it drape back down and I'll just nice and even try to control it, pull it back down, because those things are expensive. And unless you have an upholster nearby that can get you in and out right away, it's luckily Ford was okay with that, because I told them, like, straight up, I was doing the repair. I was trying to zip it back down. I got bound up. I tried to unbind everything and I literally broke the zipper. So it was part of the repair. And obviously I didn't intend to do that. They covered the new seat cover and everything, but it was not cheap.
Do you remember how much it was?
Oh, if I'm remembering, I don't know, Cody. I don't know if Cody, do you have access to that kind of stuff or no?
With a part number?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was. I from what I remember, it was like $250 to $300 for that seat cover.
Okay, because I know a lot of guys would just spend that just so they could have a nice new seat, but that's probably just the back side, not the bottom.
Yeah, it's just the top cover that you have to pull the headrest out. Then you have to reach up inside and push the clamps for the part that goes through the headrest, release the center sections out, and then you pull everything out of it and then start to slowly put everything back in.
Gordon, welcome, buddy. Welcome to the family. And into the air filter intake, right to the valve cover, from the valve cover to the bottom of the snarl.
But you have to be very careful when you're looking at heated and cooled seats, because you can be set the wrong way very, very, very easy if you're not in the right diagram. And it is I just lost 3 hours. I told the story this morning. I was at home sitting on my couch. I was embarrassed because I thought for sure I was 100% spot on, looking at the EVTM, power flow, everything. I was like, man, this is it. Got it. This is going to be it. And right at the end of the day, I'm looking at the wiring diagram all over again, trying to prove myself wrong. And I'm like, you're an idiot. It says right on the bottom of it that there's a separate connector for these type of heated seats that have memory function in the door. So I click on I go type in search function C369. Oh, so I have a blown, I have a simple blown fuse in the fuse box inside the left panel of the kick panel. It was in an Explorer, but it's just a story that counts. Why did it blow? I stick a fuse in there, it blew again. Okay, let me see where this wire goes. Oh, it just simply goes from the fuse box along the little side channel right under the seat. Oh, that's simple enough. Pull the plastic up and stuff. Start unfolding the carpet that goes underneath the seat. Oh, it's rubbed through right there. Do my little repair, put my fuse in. Fuse doesn't blow anymore. It literally was an hour and a half fix, and I made it into a 4.5, 5 hour job because the schematic was sending me the wrong way, and I wasn't paying attention to the little small details on what is what.
Hey, I've done that too. Especially, you know what got me today? And it took me like 5 minutes to figure out what I had just did. Because I'm like, well, how is it? I'm like, huh, the manual's got to be wrong.
Blame the manual, why don't you?
That's exactly what I said. I'm like, this diagram's not even right. There's no pin in here.
Yeah.
And so hold on. Let me show you guys because it's quite funny. Let me go over here to the webpage. Just give me 1 sec. I'll have this pulled up. You guys will be like, okay, I can see how you did that. Let me get a 17.
Nyborg, that Think Diag is, I mean, I love just keeping it with me. It's so
Mhm.
small. I love just keeping
Mhm.
it with me. If I have a problem, I pop it in, I communicate with the vehicle. Within moments, I'm already
Done.
figuring out what's going on.
Should I get one?
I
I
think
would.
you should. It would be good for your trucks because you can put it on any of yours and you're just boom, 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 boom,
In.
and done.
I just had a little issue and I had to use ForeScan in order to, I had a check engine light on my
All right.
450.
Check this out. So this is what I did. So over here, here's the fuel pump control module, right? And I immediately, okay, I'm looking at the wires. I'm going over here. I'm like, okay, PCM, and I immediately I click on here. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, this is the PCM connector for engine. I go to click on it, and I'm like, okay, I'm looking for pin 19. I'm like, for pin 19. I'm like, I don't see. Oh, see these dotted lines right here? All of these are part of this connector. I didn't even see this blue hyperlink. I saw PCM. I just went to the top. This wasn't even in my vision. And I just clicked on this and I'm like, I unplugged the PCM, the engine connector, and I'm looking and I'm like, man, there's no pin 19 here. What the hell's going on? Got me messed up. Can happen to any of us.
Yeah.
But dude, how cool is that repair you did on my truck?
Yeah, let's talk about that.
So yeah, I had a check engine light. I ended up using ForeScan to figure out what it was.
What was it?
But P something. What did that say?
P221C.
Yeah, P221. And
Anybody got a P221C on their 20 or newer reductant heater control B?
I can tell you one person who does. His name's Ryan, and he's from Marquette.
Oh,
Well,
I
he
might
did,
know him.
but that was on a 3-liter.
definitely got a little nervous. I'm like, man, is this thing about to break down? Oof. That would be pretty bad. So I guess what is it? It's a heater for the line, for the
How
desk
many
line.
heaters? How many heaters do we have on our DEF system, Rich? Pop quiz.
I don't know. How many do we have? How many heaters are there?
Well, I know there's at least 2,
Three.
but is there 3?
I don't
where's
keep
the-
up with that stuff like you do.
Where's the
3.
third? Where's the third
Three.
one?
We have a heater in the line, coiled all around the def line. We have a heater in the tank. We got a heater in the pump. So we got 3 heaters. All of those heaters are monitored by the glow plug control module. The glow plug control module is constantly monitoring the resistance of those heaters and relays that information to the PCM. The PCM sets the DTC, and we are in the situation DS was in, possibly could be getting into regen. The bottom of that code definition states the vehicle may be operating at D rate. Perform exit strategy once repair is complete. So what we wound up having to do, I had DS pull the code. He cleared it, drove it, cleared it, drove it, cleared it. Same code, kept coming back. We know we definitely have a problem with reductant heater B, line heater. We checked resistance, and resistance is supposed to be between 3 and 6 ohms. My reading was at 6.83 ohms. So we had to replace his DEF line from his DEF injector, which is kind of in the middle of his DPF, all the way around down the frame, over the fuel tank, in a really tight kind of spot, and then down to his DEF tank, which, I mean, how long did I had you in and out? And what, maybe 20 minutes, 25 minutes?
Yeah. Yeah.
Half hour tops, was no big deal. So I think it's going to be,
Common issue.
yeah, I think it's going to be a common issue.
Well, everything was performing like normal, but I guess the danger would be if you get down to like a temperature where DEF would freeze, which would be like 12 degrees. Then you could have an issue.
Yeah.
So
I've been hearing about this. Speaking of the DEF, Tom Cunning just brought up, I just got the check in the mail from the Ford dealer, reimbursement for the DEF heater I replaced when I was outside of the 11 years, 120,000 miles. Dude, you're like the 6th or 7th guy to let me know. We had talked about this earlier on the live streams when we were all together. I don't know, probably a few weeks ago. We were talking about 21 MO1, no, MO1 or MO3.
So is he talking about the in-tank one?
Yes, but if you
Okay.
have an 11 through 16, so Ford had recently extended the coverage for these, and you are eligible for a reimbursement if you had paid for that repair. So if you guys have were not here and heard that, if you have an 11 through 16, make sure to stop through your dealer, find your receipt, get your credit card statement, look at the part where you bought it, and it does not have to be a Ford. If it's aftermarket, you need to have the receipt, and you'll get reimbursed. So something's better than nothing. Even if you did it yourself, you didn't have to pay for the part. So
Somebody was talking about the new Super Duty parking brake cable rubbing, and when Anthony came here, I could have swore that I noted on his new 22 that I had an issue with how the parking brake cable was run. For one,
oh yeah, you said that. Yeah.
For one, I did not like how the isolators were put in the cable that are supposed to hold the cable in place so it's not bouncing around. The isolators were actually coming out of the slots and sliding down the cable so it would sit in the channel and bounce around. And there was no way to secure it unless you did something yourself to keep it there. So that's one thing I didn't like. And I did not like how the cable, I think it was routed around the spring pack, is what one of my other issues was. I'm looking right now to see how it's routed because I know I had an issue with that. I did not like how it was routed.
I haven't heard from him in a minute.
I haven't either.
Oh snap, Joe Diesel sending me pictures of the battery harness job. Ugh, yeah, those aren't fun, man. 3 months to get. Oh, that's not good.
I'm on PTS right now, Asset Tech. I'm looking at it currently.
It freezes all the time.
Fred,
sets
you'll
like
have to call me tomorrow.
I believe it sets a 203B when it happens. There's nothing you really can do other than warm it up. Well, that mainly happens in Canada.
Freezing.
So with the DEF and all these heaters, if you park the truck, say 0 degrees Fahrenheit, the DEF's gonna freeze.
Yep.
do the heaters thaw it out once you start the truck?
Not fast enough.
Oh, so that's where you can run into issues even when everything is functioning correctly.
What you'll have to do is heat it up.
So you just let the truck run a little longer and
No, you take it in your garage and put a heater underneath it.
oh, it's got to be fully warm. It can't. Those heaters are over at that point. They're overwhelmed. And that is that how you were saying last time? You don't even want an ice cube in there. You want
You don't want ice
fully-
cube in it. You want fully thought out, because the module on the bottom of the tank can sense that because it uses sonar basically to see what the DEF quality and level is.
Wow. So I'd imagine too, if it froze, it probably would throw the quality off.
It will. It'll set a DTC every
Wow.
time.
Can you put anti-gel in def? Oh my God, no. Do not do that. Do not add anything to the DEF.
Complete
And
system.
don't put DEF in your diesel. No. You can put anti-gel in your diesel.
Aaron,
Yes, sir.
Mia Marie, I'm going to buy my first F-250. What's the best years to buy it this time?
Okay. Okay. We talked about this before. My first go-to, I would say 13 and up, 13 to 16. You're going to be $35,000 for 100,000 mileage or 110 truck. If you want to spend a little bit more money, 40, 50K, maybe 60, depending on mileage, 17 through 19, you're going to find a lot of good Illuma duties. But the main thing, what I would try to find is a one owner, one dude, older guy. I've seen it a bunch of times. You just got to look. You want to find a truck just like the one I had today, a 17, 20,000 miles, clean, older gentleman, looks like he's taking care of it, got extended service plan on it. You can't go wrong with those, man, for sure.
I kind of like 19 for the sweet spots. So last year, the 6-speed, it's got pretty much very few changes for 19. They're just about to make all these major changes. So I think that would be a good spot.
I thought DEF was an antigen for diesel. I'm closing tomorrow on an F-350 2467. Going to have that CP4 checked. What are they going to do? There's nothing to check. Like, I'm not trying to be a smart aleck.
I mean, I guess you could check the VCV, see if it's rusted. If it's
Yeah, but-
rusted, then it needs a system.
well, then are they going to be tightening it? Then he's going to have a no start and he's going to have a 22. You know, a lot of guys don't know how to tighten that properly back into the
The
rail.
VCV you don't have to worry about. I mean, that just goes on top of the pump.
Oh, I don't know why I was
You're
thinking
talking
rail.
about pulling it. You're talking about
I'm
pulling
thinking
the intake and
PCV.
stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, that's about the only thing they can really check.
Yeah, you'd see rust though on the PCV first, wouldn't you? Because that's more
VCV
metally than.
first.
You think so?
We don't
Yeah?
even really ask to check the PCV.
Really?
We care about the VCV more than anything.
So opinion, guys, somebody asked if there's anything that you can do about, what does they say? There's a plug for the DEF tank. They need to make a plug for the DEF tank, plug the truck in. So I'm going to be experimenting, and I bought this. I don't
No,
know
you
if it-
didn't. Yeah.
Oh, okay, okay.
I've been thinking about that too. I saw a transit coming with that.
So did they put it on their oil or they?
Mhm.
I will
That would
say
be-
this about those. I've seen a few negative reviews where they're like, yeah, it was a lot of people said they were good, and some people said fire hazard.
But see, the whole thing is you got to have one that's like in the 70 to 80 degree mark, or you risk
Rich, does that
lowering,
have a 3-prong? Is that a 3-prong or 2?
then you risk lowering the use of your DEF. Because above 70 degrees, you start degrading DEF quick.
Okay.
And at 105 degrees, I believe it was, DEF is good for 2 months.
Yeah, it may get too hot. My biggest concern would be, hey, that thing might catch on fire because like the warmer in the engine, like in the engine block is surrounded with coolant. It's in the coolant. Whereas that thing, it'd have to come with a damn good warranty and stuff.
Not all of them are in the block or in coolant. The transits are actually in the thermostat housing itself, but not in the coolant. Like they have a little port for it.
Would it still be submerged?
Nope.
Hmm.
It's just in a casting port,
Oh, okay.
which is weird. I never understood that.
It says it's a 50-watt electric heating pad.
50 watts.
Designed to mount on your engine or reservoir, fuel tank, transmission pan, and more. Peel off paper backing attached. Plug 2-prong power cord into wall. Allow to heat 10 to 15 minutes. Okay, so you can't just leave it on.
Yeah.
Silicone coating oil to resist acid, water, add strength and longevity of large under tank heating pads. Extremely hot. Use thermostat not included to regulate temperature.
That's what it would need on there. Somehow it needs a thermostat in order to regulate the temperature. Then it would be legit. But as it is, it might start to overheat. And then I honestly looked into that too. And on Amazon, there were just too many people saying, yeah, it overheated and caught on fire. I'm like, dang, that would work. But the reviews are straight up saying.
It says, what is the surface temperature of the 2x5 padding? Can it continually run for 6 months? The 50-watt pad will probably last for 6 months, continuous use. Surface temp is above 200 degrees, but I do not have the exact temp. Pad has to be uniformly in contact.
So if that surface temp is 200, that'll sit there and cook that DEF.
That'll definitely cook the DEF pretty quickly.
Now, it's tough to say what convection could kick in and it'll be okay.
Sean's about to reinvent the wheel right now. Sean's going to be the only guy in the 450 with a little Bunsen burner and his chemistry set underneath his truck trying to get his DEF to thaw out. Oh, don't worry about me. I'm just trying to do my little experiment.
Don't use open flame.
DF calls me. He's like, hey, I got a problem with my DEF tank. Pulls in. I'm like, dude, why is the side of your tank like melted? It's like it's fallen. I got a little too hot.
They call you the video police on TikTok.
Ooh.
That's what Eddie said.
Boss man, they call you the video police on TikTok. Well, that's right.
You're damn right. Got to keep them boys in check, baby.
Any thoughts on the new 7.3? I'm debating getting rid of my 20 F-150 with the diesel. Get rid of it. Get the 7.3.
Keep the diesel, put it under a cover for about 20 years, and then it'll be worth a fortune.
Well, that's a tough one because diesel's so expensive right now. I've been thinking about, I'll park my 450 in the back and I'll drive the 250 for a little bit, save a little. I don't know if I would definitely save a little money. Gas prices being.
Can you imagine if you had old green?
Can you bulletproof a 6.4? The answer to
into
that,
a coffin. That's what I wrote to him.
You can put a Cummins in it and it'll be bulletproofed.
You can put a Cummings in it.
Just like that one dude. In the middle of
Uh,
America.
Don't tell me what's his name. Damn.
Chaplin.
Yeah, Weston Chaplin.
That's how you bulletproof a 6.4. You take it out, put a Cummins in it, and drive it.
Bulletproof.
So this guy says he's got a pretty in-depth review on this pad. And he said, I installed the heater last weekend. Installation of this heater had taken about an hour and a half, being I had to drive, whatever. I decided to install the heater on some nights that were below 20 degrees to teens. The next morning, I was up at 3 a.m. to plug in the heater ahead of my 5:30 departure. Before I started my truck, I put some cardboard down on the snow so I could get underneath the truck and check the oil pan with my laser temperature gun, just out of curiosity. The reading was 146 degrees Fahrenheit, which surprised me. The startup was real good and real fast. Without the oil pan heater, this would at least take 10 minutes before the heat starts. Plus, it always starts as something with this diesel truck is a pain in the butt.
It works good.
Maybe if you put like some of those, I don't know if you could do like an aluminum plate as a barrier or something like that, or something.
Yeah. Because if you're in an oil pan and then something shorts out and you're in an oil pan, it's not going to do nothing. It might pop a fuse in the house,
right,
or it might just short itself out and stop. But if you're on that, the def is probably a plastic. If you're on that, and it
if you make some kind of like aluminum insulator plate that would absorb some of that heat and be in between, like as a barrier, I wonder. I don't know. I'm just throwing. I don't know.
Only thing is, none of us are cold enough. You'd have to be in Canada or something.
That's where I see it the most is Canada.
Yeah, we're just not cold enough to even bother us. But that'd be a cool kit, like a Canada kit, if there's some kind of heater that was plugged in somehow overnight. Even the black heater, the black heater that's on the engine would be more than enough. Like if something like that was in that tank,
yeah,
it probably would actually be too much.
Yeah. This guy. Anyway, I don't know. I got some goodies to start experimenting on the old town car.
$1 million idea. Yeah. Use a fish tank heater and drop it through the fill hole and pull it back up. Holla when you want to talk. I like it. I like it.
I got an idea though. Like, it's like guys like me, we put salt in our spreader. What if there was something like,
wait, aren't you supposed to put salt in your spreader?
You put salt in the spreader, but sometimes you're not supposed to leave it in there because it can freeze. Apparently. Okay. Well, what if there was like, how you plug in your engine? What if you could just plug in your salt spreader? And a similar wattage to an engine, just that little bit would keep that thing from freezing.
I think Brian Baldridge has that problem down in Florida.
I mean, if we have that cold of weather down here, there's a very big problem.
Yes, sir. To heat the tank, I've always heard it's not real hot heater. Would a battery heater work?
The battery blanket heaters? Maybe.
Yeah, chills
how
the
hot
lights
it
up.
is.
Nady knows what's up. Yeah, ain't no lie.
We were talking about those TEDs earlier, and one of the things that I forgot to mention is how many of these vehicles come into the shop and I have to service them, or I'm doing something, a lot of interior work where a lot of the workers that run in and out of these trucks damage stuff. or just interior work in general. Not to put the blame on anybody. A lot of stuff is shoved up under these seats. A lot of airflow being blocked, going to these TED units, the thermoelectric devices that are in them. And that needs to stay free and clear underneath there. It needs as much airflow as it can get.
Yeah.
Big sir.
Oh man. Yeah, that's only like 400 volts DC off one of those Tesla chargers, if it's the supercharger.
Antifreeze and the deaf.
Instead of
That'd be somebody's gonna try that. I got a good deal on that. What's that coolant we put in your truck? ETC or ERZ? EXR? The pink
I
shit.
don't.
We put it in in
was-
Mike's truck. What was that called?
Yes, I don't know. It's the Cummins stuff. It's the Zerk Cummins stuff or whatever it's
Oh, I
called.
thought it had some.
It does have the additive in it.
what's
What's
the
the weird?
weirdest
Yeah,
you found in a customer's vehicle?
that would be a good video. That'd be a good video. No Ford Asset Tech, I do not. ELC, that's what it was. Golly, damn it. What's the weirdest thing? Found drugs. Found alcohol.
I didn't know the seats had filters, Fred.
Yeah, they got
Weirdest.
fart filters. Found
The
guns.
weirdest thing though.
Yeah, what's the weirdest thing?
What about
I found a dilly once.
I found that too.
Yeah, I've found that, but that's not weird. That seems to be normal now because they.
Right.
That boy was in the glove box. It was a contour.
When I was working at Hertz, there was a list of names, and it had things that were crossed out, and the vehicle had bullet holes in the side of it, and the state police had it basically secured at our lot because they were going to come pick it up because they needed it for investigation. And I think the guy that was in this vehicle that was renting it was picking up dues and ended up getting gunned down or something like that. The weirdest, scariest thing. And you could see the papers and stuff in there. You could see we were told not to touch anything. And right when we were going to get the vehicle ready to go onto the tow truck, now our hands are on it and everything else, and we're all worried. And that's not what they were after. They found what they were after.
he was picking up dudes?
This
Dude,
fucking guy.
That's crazy, man. Yeah, what is up with that? The soy coating on the wiring. So they never cover the wiring with the rodent damage. But why do they want to eat it?
what, the mice?
Yeah.
They're like attracted to it.
Yeah, it's food. It's food for them.
Some kind of soy product or something.
Yeah, it's food. It's food for them. And then
Bullet holes normal in Cali. We good with that.
I think it was it's called Honda or somebody came out with something called bitter tape that you wrap the wires in, and when rodents eat it, they don't want to chew on it anymore.
Wow.
That's why I don't like to eat soy products. It's like, dang, they making car parts and Impossible Burgers.
Well, it's no good for us anyway. Men don't have any business eating soy anyway.
I'm with you, Al. I'm with you 100%.
What is this stuff called? That's going to bother the hell out of me now. It's
What are you talking
Honda.
about? Oh,
It's Honda wire rodent tape. Oh yeah, there it is right there. rodent 19 millimeter, 20 millimeter, 4019-2317. It's $40 a roll. And it's genuine OEM Honda parts and accessories, rodent tape.
Ford boss, Bill Nye, the Ford car guy. Bill. Science rules.
See, here's another one. Genuine Honda rodent proof electrical tape, $55.95. This stuff is expensive. We had a Super Duty guy that came in here in the diesel tech down there. He parked his vehicle in a spot. He had some wires chewed up, and then they fixed the wires and stuff, got the truck back on the road. Like a month later, same thing happened again, similar area, but not the exact same wires. Fixed the wires again, and they did some research and they found this Honda genuine rodent tape, and the diesel tech actually ordered a roll of it through our parts department, so he can have it now in these situations and wrap the wires when he does these repairs where farmers and stuff like that live in an area where they have a lot of mice and rodents, so he can actually use this to wrap their wires.
That would suck for the mouse that ate that orange wire.
Oh, ever seen a rodent fried from the orange wire when he decided it smelled? Oh,
That's only like 350 to 400 volts.
oh,
Ford Asset Tech, have you guys got your Ford Rewards payout? Yes, sir.
I haven't got mine.
Some of the guys I was in training with said they got paid.
They
I mean, how do I check?
You got to go to your what is it, Cody? It's that they send you an email, and
Yeah,
then
I got the email.
you click on the email, you go to your account, and then when you go into your account, if you look on the bottom or on the left column, about halfway down, 3/4 of the way down, it'll say like FHC rewards or something like that.
Yep.
You click-
Okay.
You click on it, and then it'll say, do you want to redeem these points on a card? They're going to take $4 to ship you the card, but you get all your money literally on a card. You use it just like a regular bank card, and they ship it right to your dealer.
Let me type in WFH.
Well, it's not that they just extended the date. Also, Asset Tech, what they did was our manager came back around and said, good, you guys got everything. That's great. Now let me go ahead and enroll you for the next session as well. So now we're enrolled into the next session also.
Yeah, it says I got 560 points, but I don't know how to redeem it.
But there's a section right there. It says further down or something, it says you can reward it as a card in the same drop-down category on the left side of the screen.
Oh, hold on. View emails. No. Yeah, I don't have shop home gym.
Share the screen.
Okay, hold on. Let me
We're gonna find out all the personal information of Powerstroke TikTok with A-Rod.
Oh,
Oh,
as
All
long as
right.
he
we're sharing screen.
whoa.
Like, I don't know. I clicked on the email and it went to this.
Dude, what is this?
Exactly. I'm like,
Right now, hey,
oh.
right there at the top. Go to the top. Go to all the way to the very, very top. It says MasterCard FCSD reward card. Click on that.
Roger that, Echo One.
Sign into your account. We don't need to see that. I don't know if it'll show it or whatever. Yeah. Now you're going to have to sign in.
I don't know what, I never made one.
You're going to have to make one.
Do you sign up?
You might want to do this off.
No
Yeah, I'll
user.
have to,
No username. You'll have to use your account number.
yeah, I don't know that.
It should be in an email with your account number, or you have to talk to your management that knows all that. Basically,
Yeah.
what it was is if you stayed enrolled, you did your online classes, you did. I think they factored in a bunch of stuff. One of the guys said he even thinks warranty work is factored in because he got $100 more than the rest of us, and he did the most of the warranty work. And he said,
Warranty
I think
is.
yeah.
Just part of it.
I ended up getting $1,100, I think $1,100, and everybody else that did more warranty work, because I wasn't doing a lot of warranty work at the time. They ended up getting $1,200.
Damn.
Nice.
Couple
Okay,
guys at school,
um,
so they got 1,400.
Yeah, you can if you're really, really active with all your training and all like the warranty stuff and fix it right the first time score. I think all that plays into it, doesn't it, Cody?
Yeah,
Oh,
there's
yeah.
a lot. I'm just trying to see it, trying to find it on the PTS.
I'm in PTS right now, so I don't know if
There's a top text thing in the what's new that explains it.
oh yeah, you're right, because there is a thing. Actually, this is how my manager got to it. He had me go to the PTS webpage, and then he went to is it what is the website? There's a website that he had me go to from here.
Hmm.
Top text XP experience of a lifetime. The rewards are pretty nice now. What they're giving the senior masters. The electrical training, whoever first time electrical training, they get a VIP race day. First time master tech will get a trip to Greenfield and the factory. And first time senior master get a resort. So basically like your old cruise.
Look at senior master technicians by market. Holy moly. Chicago 508.
Colt
Chicago
45. Thanks, buddy. My family found me
663
passing
master.
much after what he wants. Does that count? This guy. I left my sunroof open one night and found a raccoon sleeping in the back seat in the AM. What?
Whoa.
What?
I left my car here for 2 days while I was driving a customer's car, and I found a little booger in my engine bay, and he tore up my insulation and built a bed over in the side of the engine bay. And then while I was live on YouTube, I went outside and went to the back of the lot by the water tower, and I had to literally pry this thing because he did not want to wake up out of his sleep. And I'm prying and prying and prying and prying, and I could not get this thing to get out of my car. And then finally, after I walked away, he woke up and ran through the fender.
I
All right,
got
cool.
that buzzard.
It says right here, for Ford program inquiries, visit FMC dealer and click on the help contact us. Link dealers ask Ford. So FMC dealer and click on the help contact us. Will that help? Will it help? Help?
Help. Help. I can't. I've fallen. I can't get up.
Did I do that? All right, fellas, we're gonna end this one here. We're gonna do a little behind the scenes stuff here after the show. I want to thank you guys for checking us out, bringing your problems. I really like interacting with you guys as always. Make sure to come through on Friday to check us out. We have, let's see if I can give you guys a teaser. What do we got? I forgot. We have a little noisemaker for you guys. If something's annoying you on your, this is credited to Ford Boss Me. So he'll have to tune in on Friday at 4:45 and see 3:45 his time and see in liketh of him. Appreciate for passing info on and help you guys get your truck fixed so you don't have to listen to this annoying noise. We'll catch you guys. See ya.